What's up, guys? Today we got a shipment of Flowfx flanges. Let's go. What's up, guys? I'm Oscar. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm presenting to you this Flowfx bonding flange. If you don't know what it is, but you know this guy, the schluter bonding flange, well, it's essentially the same thing, but made by an actual tile guy. An actual guy that worked on showers and drains before he actually came up with this design. Now we're gonna open this up. In each kit, you're gonna find the bonding flange that can attach to a 2-inch pipe, PVC. This is a PVC version. They also have ABS. This is an adapter. I'll talk about this in a second, but this is the grate, and it comes with a bunch of spacers, 3 1/8 of an inch spacers and one of 1/16. Depending on the thickness of your tile, you will add the necessary amount of spacers, then the grate receiver, and then this yellow cover will actually come off with anything that sticks in there, and then you can replace it with the actual grate. I bought a custom grate with my company name on it. Of course, I'm not going to use this on somebody's house. This is just for finished product pictures, and then I would remove it and use one of the regular grates on the classic. I like this design, the classic. They have other designs more modern. I like this one because not everybody is into modern, so this one is kind of in between classic and modern, and they did add the little touch, my company right here. The cool thing about this, and this is where it starts showing up, it just starts giving it away that it was made by a tile guy. This adapter comes in every package. What is this adapter, you might ask? Well, every time in a remodel, you show up to a shower and the plumber already installed one of these. Well, usually if you're gonna install this guy, you would use an inside pipe cutter, cut it down. Once you've cut it down, usually you have to add a coupler, or depending on the height that you want your drain at, you add a coupler, another piece of PVC, and then you glue this down to it, right? Then mud, then membrane. This adapter comes in every package. If you show up to the job site and it's already like this, and sometimes this is concreted in and you don't want to have to dig in there. Maybe this was attached to an elbow that if you remove it, you're actually running into an issue where you have to do a bunch of plumbing. It could delay the job, right? So all you would have to do, remove this collar, use it as a template over the adapter, drill the holes, and then once you have the holes drilled, you can actually just go ahead and place it on here and secure it with the same bolts that come with the drain that's already installed. Now, you would have to add sealant. In the instructions, it'll tell you what kind of sealant you need. You drop this in there, and then you secure it with the bolts. If you need extra height, you can turn this, and this collar would actually give you an extra 1/2 inch of height. So you would still do your sealant and do the bolts, and now you do your PVC or ABS glue on the outside of this, on the inside of this, and then just install it like that. Then you would do the mud stud and the membrane. Now, membrane will attach to this fleece, right? Very similar to the schluter fleece, but very different. This you can actually peel off. This you can't. This is like baked on the plastic. This, if I take a knife, you can actually peel it off. So this is actually better constructed, and you can feel one of them is more flimsy. This one's just tough. Another good feature that I found is actually this cover. Oh, other than the adapter, before I forget, if you have the space, or if the client actually listened to you and left just the 2-inch piece of PVC, you can also just glue this to the PVC. You don't have to use the adapter every time. So once we got that out of the way, here's the PVC. Nope. Another good feature I like is this cover. Now that's another way to know that he actually was a tile guy before he invented this. Because if you're a tile guy, you know this is very similar to this, the EB drain. Only that this guy screws into the clamping drain, so you can only do a different type of pan with this one. And the same thing, you have this cover that you remove after grout and then come back at the end and install your grate. And if you can compare side by side, they're pretty dang similar. So you can tell how Chase, who is the inventor of this, he thought of every single product he used on his career as a tile guy and took it all together and came up with this. This is an awesome idea. So in my case, I bought a 10-pack because when you buy a 10-pack with him, you essentially are buying 9 and getting the 10th one for free. He also offers custom engraving. So for example, I have this one that I'm going to use for finished product pictures, and then remove it, do the regular one that still has my company name right here, but it's not so intrusive, so I don't think customers are going to mind that much. But you can leave this cover until you're done, and actually until the job is done, and then just come back and pop it in. Let me show you how the spacers work. Okay, now I'm going to show you the spacers that it comes with for height adjustment. So when you're doing shower floors, you could get tile as thin as this, or thicker like this, or even thicker. So you got these spacers. The drain by itself would probably accommodate tiles like this. You might even need the 1/16 for after mud, right? So that would be perfect. But if you're using this tile, now you're too high. So let's try a 1/8. So that's perfect. If for some reason this needs to add you need to add a bunch of thin set for this, you could add another 1/8. So by the time you do the thin set, it's flush. Or you can just play with all the configurations. You can take out the 16th, do the 2/8. That's almost perfect with the mud. And the good thing I thought about is any spacer that you don't use on a single installation, you can save it for future. And then, you know, even though there's only 1/16 spacer, if you save it on the next one, you are going to have 2, and then you might have 3, and then you can just do all configurations that might work for you the best. So let's just say we install the tile here. Boom. We're good. You're done with the shower. So now you come back, pop this guy off, and boom. Your shower done. You know, that looks really, really cool. And I'll say this again, because I know there's people that are going to say it. No, this is not going in anybody's shower. This is only for my finished product pictures to post on my Instagram. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram, OBF Tile. I think the spacer system is really nice. You might ask yourself, how is this going to stay in place? Well, there's these holes in the back that you're supposed to add thin set first, then push your spacers in there, and then push this guy in there. Thin set goes in there, it dries, and it doesn't let it go anywhere. So, but while you're doing the installation, this has a bunch of play because you can make it work with your layout. If you need it moved a 1/4 inch that way to get full pieces, you can do that. So you can keep this cover on until the job is complete, and then just swing by the job and pop this guy in there when you're done. All right, so final thoughts. When you're buying these Flowfx drains, if you're in the tile business as a business, not a DIY, I would recommend buying the 10-pack because it's cheaper for you. This is a really nice quality product. I see myself using it on every single shower that I do for remodels from now on. And just the customization of the drain grates is awesome. You can do anything you want. You can do something special for the family you're working on the shower for. The height adjustment is just awesome. You know, you can accommodate almost less than 1/4 inch tiles, 3/16 all the way to maybe half or even more. You get an adapter, so you can work with anything that's being thrown at you, and it doesn't cause any delays, because working on plumbing when you're not planning on it, it wastes a bunch of time, and sometimes some customers don't want to pay for that extra work. This is made, packaged, and it was created here in the US, so support your local brands. And it will work with any liquid or membrane applied waterproofing. If you don't know, this would go installed like this. You do your mud bed with the proper pitch, slope, and you would just then apply the liquid or the membrane all the way. I mean, if it was me, I would do it all the way to the square right here. I would use Laticrete Multi-Max Thin Set, and yeah, you have a really good long-lasting pan right there. So don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna keep making videos about the tile world, because that's pretty much what I do every single day. So if you like this content, subscribe, comment, just press all the buttons you want, and I will be back on the next video. If you have an idea of a video you want me to make, just let me know in the comment section. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok as OBF Tile. See ya.